Welcome back to Lazy Day Crochet. Today we are going to be doing a Bavarian square stitch. I have tried this on several different types of yarn. Usually they're a mixed yarn, and I just didn't like it. Traditional Bavarian, you change colors every 2 rounds, and so I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to like that better. So for my in-betweens, the colors, I'm going to use this big twist white. And then my colors are going to be purple, perplexed, still a 4-weight yarn. And then this one is lime jelly. But I love the mixed colors. For me, you can't mix it because you miss the stitch work and the whole purpose of doing the Bavarian stitch in the first place. So I'm going to try to do the white and then a color, a white and the color, and see how that looks. I bet I'm gonna like it so much better. And you guys know by now, like I write out I have my my little journals that tell me like how to do this, how to do the stitches. This is super simple because it doesn't have, it's a natural increase, right? So there's no specific size that I have to get to. You just do the stitches until you get the size you want, and then you just stop. It's just that simple. So I don't have to have, I don't have to do charts and how many rows. But please apologize, or please excuse my voice. I am under the weather, but of course that doesn't stop me from wanting to crochet. So, Bavarian stitch, where we're going to change colors every other row. Every 2 rows. Every 2 rows. Bavarian stitch is a treble stitch that you do over and over and over and over and over. And a treble stitch you yarn over twice as opposed to a double stitch where you just yarn over once. Okay, so we'll do tons. You will do tons and tons of trebles in this pattern. So the way we start it is with a magic ring. The way I do my magic rings, you do yours however you want if you don't know how to do one. I have there are tons of how-to videos on how to start a magic ring. This is the easiest for me, and if it's easy for me, it's the lazy way, right? All right, so I hold you have to start with your yarn facing down. I hold it with my thumb. Then I go over and I cross the stitches, right? I bring it around and I hold it with this thumb. So on this side is the 2 strands, but you have to make sure they're crossed on this side. Then you go, the hook I'm using, so it recommends to use a 5. When I do blankets, I typically will go a size or a half a size, and sometimes a full size higher, just to get a good drape on it, but not to make the stitches oversized. So I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook, which is an I9. I don't know what that means, but I always follow the millimeter size. You can't go wrong there. So you go under. So I've done the wrap, right? Make sure you do where you cross it over. Go under. Let's do it again. All right. You go under and then over. You grab this yarn right here and pull it, and then you turn it like you're revving a motorcycle. So you put that twist in, and then I hold on to it with my fingers. I grab the yarn that goes to the ball. You wrap it around the hook. Don't do it the back way. Go around the top and then through, and you have your magic ring. There are so many videos out there on how to do a magic ring. Some people will just wrap it around their finger and then they do a thing and then they have the ring. I never figured that one out. So this is the one that I do that makes it easier for me. You just find your own way. If this isn't easy and you can't figure it out, then just do a search. There are so many YouTube videos out there on it. So one more time, I hold it, cross over, and then I grab it So I go under this one, I grab this one, pull it forward, and then I rev it like you rev a motorcycle. I let go of this yarn that I had just grabbed a hold of and wrap it around the hook. You grab that first yarn that you just wrapped around and go through, and there's your magic ring. Don't untwist this, because this is what allows it to for you to pull it tight when you're finished. Okay, so this is the side that you're going to start crocheting on, which is the where the yarn is doubled or twisted, or however you want to say it. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet into the magic ring. Okay, we're going to mark this single crochet, because this is what we're going to slip stitch in when we come back through. Okay, so you mark that single crochet. Okay, now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to treble 4 together into this magic ring. So 4 together, we wrap 2 times. You go into the ring, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you stop. So normally you would go through, yarn over, and pull through 1 more time, but we don't do that this time because we've got to do 4 together. So wrap 2 more times, and we're going to do it again. Pull through 2, pull through 2, stop. 1, 2, into the magic ring, pull through 2, pull through 2, and stop. So now we have 3 on our hook. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it in a little closer. Okay. So now we have 3, and then our chain 5. So we're going to do it one more time because we need a chain of 4. So wrap twice, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4. I have a piece of yarn there I'm not supposed to have. I see it. There we go. All right, so we have our 4 together and our chain 5. We're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back down to our magic ring, and we're going to single crochet to the magic ring. Now we're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over twice. We're going to do our 4 together again. So go yarn through, stop, wrap twice, go through 2, pull through 2, stop, wrap twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, stop. That's 3. We need 1 more. So yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2. We have 4. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 4, or all 5, because you got to go through the chain 5. We got to chain 5 again. Okay. Then we're going to single crochet back into our magic ring. All right, now we have to do this 2 more times. We're going to have a total of 4 of these on our magic ring. All right, so let's do our 3rd. We're going to chain 5. We're going to do a 4 together, 4 treble together into the magic ring. right, there's our 4. We're going to pull all the way through, and then we're going to chain 5. I'm going to single crochet into our magic ring. Okay, and now we have to do this one more time. And the first part of this will be a little scrunched up, but it's okay. It's just part of the process. So we're going to chain 5, treble, and we're going to do the 4 together back into the magic ring. Well, that's, I'm not doing that. That's a lot. One, 2, and stop. One, 2, and stop. 1, 2, and stop. One, 2, and stop. So we have 4 trebles started on our hook, and then our chain 5. So yarn over, pull through all, chain 5. All right, that's our 4. So we're going to come back here and we're going to slip stitch into our beginning single crochet. All right, now we can tighten up our ring. All right, and remember we change colors every 2 rounds. So you're always going to do like this shell type round, and then we will do our where we are increasing our size. All right, so round 2, we're going to chain 1, we're going to single crochet into that single crochet, and we're going to mark that stitch. This is where we're going to end when we come all the way back around. All right, so round 2, we're not going to do any more chains, but we do have to do our trebles. And where we're going to treble is at the top of our 4 together. You have this stitch where our chain came from, and we have this stitch where the 4 together came from. This stitch that has this hole right here, it's right at the top of the stitches. This is where all of the stitches come back through, is right here. So not in this big space. We're going into this tiny, tiny space right there. And we are going to treat each 4 of these as a corner, because essentially they are a corner. So we're going to wrap our hook. We're going to put 4 trebles just individually into this hole. Chain 1, put 4 more. Chain 1, put 4 more into this small hole. And it's okay if your stitch gets a little stretched on this first one. It's perfectly fine. That's just part of the process. So 1, 2, 3, you go all the way through, then wrap, go back into that same hole, go through 1, 2, 3, into the same hole, 1, 2, 3, same hole, 1, 2, 3. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 4th one. Make sure you don't count the chain 5s that are sitting next to. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 4 more into this hole. 2, 3, 4. So now we have 8. We're going to chain 1. We're going to do it again. Make sure I stay on the screen here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so here's our chain 1 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go down, and this is the single crochet stitch that we did. That's between our chain 5s. All right. So we have our 4. We're going to locate that single crochet that we put between our chain 5s. And you could go through this, just go through the hole like you normally would. I don't do that. I go into the legs of the single crochet. So I basically go like one side is over here, one side is over here. And because I think it holds it down a lot better. It doesn't stretch that stitch out. If you put your single crochet at the top of the single crochet, it just stretches it out so bad, and I just don't like the look of it. That's just me though. You can just do it normal. All right, so now we have our first corner done. We have 3 more corners to do. So we're going to do it the same exact way. You have to locate not this big hole right here. This one doesn't count. We're going to put it in this tiny little hole right here where all of these 4 came together. So not that one. We're going to do it in this one. You're going to wrap twice, go into that little hole, and then do your treble. 3, 3, 3. Wrap twice, do it again. Wrap twice, wrap twice. All right, there's our 4. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to do it 4 more times. All right, so there's our chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to chain again. And we're going to do it 4 more times. All right, so there's our chain. There's 4 more, so that's 4, 8, 12. We're going to follow our chain down to that single crochet, and we're going to single crochet into that single crochet. And when I say I go between, there's 2 stitches here that make up the single. And I go between those 2. All right, so there's our first corner, and our second corner. All right, so we have to do it 2 more times. So we locate the hole, not that one. We're going to go into this one right here, this tiny one right there. We're going to chain, or we're going to yarn over twice. Insert into that little hole and do our treble. And it's okay if it stretches this stitch out. It's okay. Well, not that much. My goodness, that was really out there. There we go. Then yarn over, go in again. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. I'm going to go 4 more times. So there's our chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go 4 more times. Our corners will always be the same, where we put on 12. All right, so there's our chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. We follow down. There's our single crochet. In there. There it goes. Nope, I missed it. There we go. There we go. All right. Alright, so that's 3 corners. We have 1 more corner to go. So again, not in this big old hole right here. No, no, no. Can't be that easy. Has to go into this tiny one right here. We're going to yarn over twice. We're going to find that little hole again, and we're going to treble. Yarn over, and go again. Darn it. One, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our chain. That's why we're not counting it. So these are the 4 trebles we just put in. So chain 1. I'm going to do it again. Put in another 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1. We're going to do 4 more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So there's our 4. Now we're going to join back up to our stitch in the middle. Because I'm going to be changing colors, I'm going to just do the invisible join. You all know how I love to do that. You can just join to this and then cut your yarn. That's perfectly fine. I like to do the invisible join because it just makes it look, it makes the stitches look cleaner in the end. And if you've not done the invisible join before, this is the where the stitch marker is where we're joining to. So you put your put your stitch, your yarn behind the stitch you're going to do. You come back around. So this is a treble. So I like to go down the side of the stitch, and then I'm going to go into that single crochet that I'm crocheting into, go all the way down to the back, pull it through. Now I'm going to just tighten that stitch up. Because you want it just to sit right there on top. You don't want it to be, you don't want to do it too tight, because I have to put a single crochet in here the next time around. So you don't want it too tight, but you also don't want it just all willy-nilly loose. Alright, so here is our first round. Oh, how about if I get it all on the same thing? I forgot, I zoomed it in. Okay, so this is our first time around. These are our first 2 rounds. So now this is when we go through and add our next color. I think I'm going to do the green first. Alright, so we have our yarn out of the ball, and again this color is Lime Jelly, Big Twist Value. We're just going to put our yarn on our hook like you normally would. Now, this is where we identify our corners and our sides, because now, instead of treating everything like a corner, we actually do have sides and we have corners. So our first round, whether you change colors or not, you have to end your color and you're going to come to the corner. Now, what signifies a corner is it's the first, or it's the 4 trebles that kind of sit by itself with no connection. There's no V connection. They're just sitting here by themselves. They're sitting here by themselves. Okay, so like these 4 next to these 4. Then you have the chain. Then you have these 4 that are kind of sitting by themselves between the chains. And then you have these 4 and these 4. So this is a side. These 4 and these 4 are a side. And then these 4 are the corner. Okay, you'll see more as we get into it. Alright, so after you have your yarn on your hook, we're going to go to where one of the corners where that was identified. We're going to do a standing crochet in the corner chain. So we join with the standing single crochet, and now we're going to do like we were doing before for our first round. We're going to chain 5, and now we're going to do 4 together, but we're going to do back post 4 treble, a treble, back post treble 4 together. That's what I'm trying to say. So we chain our 5, go twice, yarn around twice on your your hook. You go around, grab the yarn, pull through, and then go twice and stop. Yarn over twice, go around the post of the next one twice and stop. So there's 2. Twice around. We're going to go around the post, yarn over, pull it all the way back around. 1, 2, stop. That's our third. One more time. Yarn over twice, go around the post, yarn over, pull back through. 1, 2. Now there's our 4 together. We're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. Chain 5. Single crochet into the chain 1 space. So there we have our corner. 4 together, back post, chain 5, chain 5. Okay, now we get to do a side. When we do the sides, we always do 8 together, trebles. Okay, so we're going to chain 5, chain 5, go around twice, go around that first post, yarn over, 1, 2, and stop. There's our first one. Yarn over, go around the second post, go through twice and stop. Yarn over twice. This is our third post. Stop. Yarn over twice, go through the fourth post. Stop. So now there's our 4, right? But we can't end now, because now we got to keep doing our side. So 2 more. You're going to go to the other side. Make sure you pick up the 4 trebles. Don't try to pick up this chain. You want the treble. Get around there. Nope. I split the yarn. Get off there. All right. We get to do it again. All right. Wrap twice around the post. All the way around. There, we got it. 1, 2, stop. Wrap twice around the post. Wrap twice around the next post. Wrap twice around the last post. 1, 2. Okay, so we have the 4 on this side and the 4 on this side. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to go through all 8 of our half created trebles and our chain 5. And then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down here, single crochet. So there is our side. There's our side, and here is our corner. No matter how big your blanket gets, this is what you're going to do every single time, for the sides, for the corners. So we're doing another corner. So I chain my 5. We're going to do 4 treble back posts together. The corners are always 4. The sides are always 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We come back down here to that chain 1 space, and there is our next corner. Here is our next side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrap twice, back post that first post. You do the 2 and then stop. 1, 2, stop. Wrap twice. There's our 4 for this side. Wrap twice, go to the next post. This is our fourth one on this side. So we have 4 and we have 4. So we yarn over, we go through all 8 of our treble togethers and the chain 5, and then we're going to chain 5 more. So, and you kind of pull down on this one a little bit just because you don't want it to be huge. 2, 3, 4, 5, go into the chain 1 space. There is our side. We are ready for our next corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrap twice. Go around, back post around that first post. Oops. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet into the chain 1 space. And that is our next corner. So now we are back to a side. So we're going to do our 8 together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrap twice, go behind the post. 1, 2, stop. Wrap twice, go behind the next post. 1, 2, stop. Wrap twice, go behind the third post. 1, 2, stop. Wrap twice, go behind the fourth post. 1, 2, stop. Now we're ready to do the other side. Wrap twice, go around the post. 1, 2, stop. Wrap twice. Wrap twice. There we go. We have this 4, we have this 4. So yarn over, pull through all of the loops, tighten it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the chain 1 space goes a single crochet, and there's your next side. Okay, let's keep going. We're on a roll. All right, so now we get to do our next corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrap twice. Go around the post. 1, 2, and stop. Wrap twice. Go around the post. 1, 2, and stop. Wrap twice. Or wrap. Go around the post. 1, 2. Last time. There's our 4. Pull through all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet in the chain 1 space. Okay, that is our corner. Now we are back to our last side. Okay, so this is where we joined when we started this round. So we will slip stitch into this round, or into this stitch, when we get over there, okay? So we're going to chain 5. Wrap twice around the post. 1, 2, and stop. We're going to do this all the way on these 8 side stitches. 1, 2, around the post. We'll be treble masters after we get done with this Bavarian stitch blanket. Last one, around the post. All right, we have those 4, we have those 4. Yarn over, pull through all the loops. And I always just kind of straighten, even them out. I mean, I don't know, I think it's just a mental thing, something that I don't know. I don't know if you have to do it or not, I just do it. I think it looks better to make sure the loops aren't doubled over up here, and I don't know, just me. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to slip stitch into this chain 1, or into this single crochet. There, we got it. Did we get it? Yeah, we got it. Okay. Okay, so we have our shell round done. Let me back it up because it's getting too big. So we have our shell round done. The shell rounds are always the ones that have the chains, okay? When we go back through and do the other sides of the shells, they don't have the chains. So that's why I call this one the shell round, and then the other one is just the finishing round. Okay, so this one is where we go through the hole, not the obvious big hole. No, it's got to be through this tiny hole right here. Let me zoom back in. Not the big hole, not this one. No, it's got to be this tiny hole right there, tiny hole. Okay, so we're going to yarn over twice. We're going to go into that small hole and treble. 1, 2, 3. We'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. Do it again. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to chain 1. This is a corner. Okay, we know it's a corner because there's only 4, right? So all 4s get 12 trebles. So 4, chain 1, 4, chain 1, 4, and then we're done. Okay, so 4, chain 1, and then 4 more. Okay, there's 4. Chain 1. We're going to do 4 more into that same, well, it's not a tiny hole anymore, but it was a tiny hole. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we're going to connect to our single crochet that's at the bottom, that's between our chains, okay? And again, you can go through the top of the single crochet like you normally would, right? But I think it stretches it so much, I just don't like the look of it. You can do that. It doesn't matter to me. I like to go through the very center, between the 2 legs of the stitch. So here's one leg, here's one leg. You see those? I go between the legs of the stitch because it doesn't stretch. Sorry. It doesn't stretch the stitch. You see, the stitch is still sitting there instead of being really stretched out. I'm just not a fan of that. Okay, so wrap twice. Now we're going to go into our side, right? Sides get 8, corners get 12. So we'll go into the side, into that tiny hole. 1, 2, 3. There's 2, 3, 4, chain 1. We're going to put in 4 more. All right, so there's 4 more. So we're going to go back over to our single crochet, and you can either go through the top of the stitch like you normally would, or you can go between the 2 legs of the stitch, whichever one you prefer, and single crochet. Okay, so that's our side, and that's our corners. Okay, side, corner. So now we are on the corner again. All right. And you know, corners get 12, sides get 8. So yarn over twice, go into that tiny hole. Yarn over twice. 2, 3, 4, chain 1. Do it 4 more times. There's 4, and I did the chain 1. We're going to do it 1 more time. All right, there's our last 4. So we have 4, 8, 12. So we go to our single crochet here and put a single crochet into the single crochet. Just like that. So now we have a corner, a side, and a corner. We're getting it. All right, now we're back at our side. We're going to find our little hole right there. Yarn over twice. Four trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1. Remember, sides only get 8. So we're going to do it 4 more times. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we got the 4. Single crochet into the single crochet. There we go. There's our side. We're at the corner again. Remember, corners get 12. So we find our little hole there. Four. All right, that's 4. So chain, and then 4 more. There's 4. So now we're going to single crochet in the single crochet. Now we're at the side again. And sides get 8. So we find our little hole. And here we go. There's 4. Do the chain 1. There's 4. So we're going to go over to our single crochet and single crochet in that. Alright, there's our side. We're back at the corner. Corners get 12. There's 4. There's 4. So that is 4, 8, 12. So we're going to come over here to the single crochet and single crochet. We're back to the side. Sides get 8. There's 4, chain 1, 4 more. There's 4 and 4. Now we're back where we started. So you can either slip stitch into that beginning single crochet, you can go through the front, or you can do the invisible join, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the invisible join, and then I'm going to crochet, or I'm going to use my needle and sew in my ends just so it'll make it look a little nicer. And I'll meet you back here. All right, so this is what we have so far. I sewed in my ends, so the back looks nice now. All right, so now I'm ready for my next color, and like I said, I'm going to do a white, then I'm going to do the green, and then I'm going to do the white, and then I'm going to do the purple. I love how the white, just when that green goes in the back loops, it's just pops out. I just love that. All right, so we're going to get our yarn on our hook like we usually do, like we normally do. We're going to do the setup row, the framing row first, and then we'll go and do the finishing row, and that is, it's the repeat for as large as you want your blanket to be. So you get your new color or the same color, whatever you want to do, and you're going to find a corner. Remember, the corners are the individual spaces by themselves. so they don't connect to anything, right? They don't connect to any other side. This is a side because it connects. So this is a corner because there's nothing next to it that's like connecting. So we're going to do a standing single crochet in the chain 1 space, and then we're going to chain 5. Then we're going to do 4 together back post trebles. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to single crochet into the next chain 1 space, just like that. There's our first corner. Look how that white just pops on that green. I just love that. Okay, now we have a side because we have 2 that connect together. So we're going to chain 5. Yarn over twice. Back post around these first 4 posts. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. Make sure you don't pick up the chain. Do not pick up the chain. You just want the trebles. All right, so there's our first 4. That's our first 4. So we have our 8. We're going to yarn over and pull through all. And then I just kind of pull them to make sure they're all just nice and straight. I tighten this because this is going to be the eye that we use the next time we come around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet in the chain 1 space. There's our side. So we have our side and we have a corner. And this is what we're going to do all the way around. If we have a side, you're going to do 8 together. If you find a corner, you're going to do 4 together. Oops, this one. Here we go. And this is our framing round. I mean, I don't know what it's called. That's what I call it. I call it the framing round. All right, so 4 on that side, 4 on this side. So we're going to yarn over, pull all the way through. There we go. Tighten it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the chain 1 space. And there's our side. So now we have 2 sides and a corner. All right, now we have our corner again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over twice. We're going to go around 4 posts. No, let's try it again. There we go. All right, there's my 4. I go through all 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet in the chain 1 space. All right, so there's one side done. So you're going to keep doing this all the way around. And then when we go to start the finishing round, I'll meet you back here and we'll do that next. Okay, we're done with the framing round. Now we're ready for the finishing. So we're going to not go into this bigger hole. We're going to go into this smaller hole right next to it. You should have slip stitch to that beginning single crochet to end your framing round. Now we're going to put in 4 treble crochets. All right, so there's 4, chain 1. We're going to do 4 more because this is a corner. We're going to do 12 here. 12 for corners, 8 for sides. Four more, chain 1. 1 more set. Still into that same little hole. That's 3 and 4. So we have 4, 4, and 4. So after you get the 12th one done, you go back to your single crochet. Let me zoom in a little here. You go to your single crochet, and I go between the legs of the stitch, or you could just go into the top of the stitch like you normally would. I go through the legs of the stitch so it doesn't stretch it out. It really holds it in place and it maintains that single crochet look. All right, so now we're on our side. We're going to put 8 trebles into this hole, 4, chain 1, and then 4 more. All right, 1 more. There we have our 8. Then we go back to our single crochet. I go between the legs. You do it however you want to do it. All right, so that's our corner. This is our side. We're going to do this all the way around. So corners, your 3 other corners will get 12, and your sides will get 8. Do that, meet me right back here. All right, I have made it back to the finish round, to where we started here, back to our initial slip stitch from our framing round. So I will, in this round, do my invisible join, and then I will meet you back here with a new color. All right, that round is done, and now we're ready to do, I'm ready to do my next color. This is really just pop, those colors are really popping. I love it. All right, so my next color is going to be this Perplexed by Big Twist. So I have my yarn on my hook already. Going to any corner, we're going to do a standing, I'm sorry, we're going to do just a single crochet in the corner. All right, now remember our first round's always a framing round, or that's the way you should consider it, because when you frame it, you have to do the chain 5s on both sides. When you do the finishing, you don't, okay? So we have to do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this is when we do the togethers. So in the corners we do 4 together, and on the sides we do 8 together. So since this is a corner, we are going to do 4 together. Around, and this is where you go through your loops twice and stop. You don't do that third pull through, because we're going to put these all together into one stitch. That gives us that little tiny hole that we use in the next round to put all of the trebles into. So there's my 4, yarn over, pull through all. I kind of tighten that down just a hair. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go back into the next chain space and put a single crochet there. Now we go to this side, so we're going to do these 8 together and do the chain 5 and bring it back to this chain space. So we're going to do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to go around the back post of the next 8 stitches, or the next 8 posts. The reason why I say posts specifically is because we are skipping over, oops, we skip over this chain 1 space. We just totally disregard it, go behind it, or go in front of it. No, we go behind it. And we're just working with the posts. That's it. There's 3 and 4. Nope, that's just a double. Can't do that one. There we go. Okay. So now I have on these 4 and I have on these 4. Yarn over, pull through all the loops, and then I kind of just make sure they're all nice and even and not crossing over each other right through here, because they can do that when you pull through. And you just want them just nice and even. Tighten it down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet in that chain 1 space. Okay. So corners and the sides, we're going to do it exactly the way that we did every row we have done so far. You're going to put 4 together in the corners and 8 together on the sides. Make sure you do your 5 before each one. Oh, I messed that one up. I think I split the yarn. One more. Then yarn over, pull through all the loops. You know, see how that kind of goes under? See how that went kind of is going under the other stitches? If you just kind of jiggle it, and it'll just come right out of there, and they'll lay nice and even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet in the chain space. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're just going to keep doing what we've been doing here. Do your 8 for your sides and 4 for your corners. Make sure you do your chain 5s before and after and attach it to your chain space. Okay, we'll go all the way around and I'll meet you back at this end. All right, so we are back at the beginning. I have slip stitched to my starting single crochet, and the framing round is done. Now we go through and we add all of our trebles, and again, not into the bigger hole, but into this tiny hole where all of the stitches come together. Corners get 12, sides get 8. You're not doing the chain 5s and you're not doing them all together. These are individual stitches that are going in. You're going to do the 4s and then a chain 1. So 4, chain 1. Because this is a corner, we're going to put in 12. There's 4, chain 1. All right, there's our last 4. Now, if you notice that when you're coming over, if your stitches are way past that initial stitch, just kind of push them back down this chain, and then when you meet up with a single crochet, it's not going to be overlapping. See there? All right, and then sides get 8. So you're going to have the 4 and then the chain 1 and then 4 more. So there's 4, chain 1. There's 4 more. I'm going to go ahead and just push it back down this chain. Then connect it back to the single crochet. And then that's the way you just keep going around. And you can see how many squares we've added since we started with our first 4. And it grows quickly, and it's such an easy stitch. It's such an easy pattern to do, as long as you remember that one has the chain 5 legs and the other doesn't. The other round doesn't. That's why I tell myself the framing round and the finishing round, because on the framing round, like you're framing a house, you're putting all of the 2x4s up, right? You're getting everything set up so you can put in the floor and you can put on the roof and you can put up the walls. So you have to have the frame first. What am I doing? I'm on a side and I just did 12. All right, so 8. Another side, so do 8. So as I was saying, if you consider the first time around, you have to put up the frame, which is the chain 5s everywhere. And then your finishing round is this round where you just put individual trebles in. You may have a better way to remember the 2 rounds, and that's perfectly fine. The framing and finishing is what works for me. All right, so we have our 8. And we're back to our corner, which our corners get 12. Let's bring it in just in case. You should have it by this point, but just in case. One, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. One, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. Just remember, you just keep working into that same little hole where all of those trebles came together. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we turn, and this is a perfect example. Like, it's going to go past my single crochet here, so I'm going to push it back down that post, and then it's where it's even with that single crochet. All right, there we go. So we are off, doing good. You know how to do your rounds. So finish going around and meet me back where we started. All right, we have finished our last round for this color. All I have to do, cut the yarn, do an invisible join. But I love these colors. This is just fantastic. Let me back out just a hair. I love it. I'm going to keep doing the white in between and do the green. So I'll do white, green, white, purple, just like I've been doing, because it just makes those colors pop. It looks fabulous. And again, if you're curious, the colors I'm using: Lime Jelly and Perplexed in the Big Twist value. All right, let's keep going around, making our blanket as large as we want, and then we finish it off. You can put on a border. I'm not going to. I think this is just gorgeous the way it is. And I hope you enjoy your project. Bye.